Hey, it's your dad here, and my year at Disney is winding down. I only have 2 trips left on the books, so I thought I would share with you my best tips and tricks. And the last one I guarantee works and nobody else knows about it. So let's get started with the more obvious one. So like I said, the first tip is starting off small. Bring a water bottle. There are places all over the parks to fill these bottles, and it will save you a fortune because it's going to be hot and you're going to want to drink a lot of water. And if you're a family of 4, $4 for a bottle of water adds up quick. All right, so tip number 2 is get some good walking shoes. I bought these Skechers walking shoes at the beginning of the year of Disney. They have a lot of extra cushioning in the heel and they're very comfortable. Not to mention they're breathable and they slip right on. They don't sponsor me or anything, but Skechers, if you're listening, I would gladly endorse this shoe for you. I don't know if this one applies to everybody, but I found it to be very true for me and it goes along with the shoes. When you're standing in line, lean forward just a little bit so some of your weight is on the balls of your feet. I know this could feel a little awkward. I know it did for me with that weight a little bit forward, but this has saved my feet. My feet don't get sore from just walking around, especially in those walking shoes. But standing in line, it kills me. Usually by the end of day 2, I'm hobbling back to the hotel. And then the next morning, trying to get out of bed and put my feet on the hotel floor, that's a bit painful. Since I've started this trick of rolling my weight just a little bit forward onto the balls of my feet, I haven't had this issue. So I definitely recommend giving this a try, especially if you're like me and tend to sit back with your weight while you're standing still. The next thing is a hiking day pack. This is a great way to carry your water bottle, your sunscreen, your rain poncho, which you're gonna probably need while you're in Florida. You will see me with this day pack in every video that I make, because in addition, I can carry my cameras and any backup battery or charging that I need. A small hiking day pack is all you need. Next tip is that it is important to get to know the app before you get to Disney World. Besides checking wait times and getting your lightning lanes, the best thing you will use this app for is ordering food. You don't have to be at the restaurant when you order, and the food doesn't have to be for right now. You can choose a later window, then click I'm here, prepare my food, and bypass the long line. Many people are using this, but not compared to the number of people who are standing in line. Next tip is especially for families, but avoid Epcot on Saturdays after 2 o'clock. This is when the around the world drinkers arrive, and the atmosphere of Epcot changes. And as it gets closer to evening, you will notice that the median age of the crowd has gone up by a lot. And Saturday is the only day I've experienced this on. All right, let's talk about rope dropping. Rope dropping is a really good idea, especially if you've stayed on property. But here's the trick. In all the parks, do not go to the most popular ride. This is the line for Guardians of the Galaxy before the park has even opened. I guarantee this line is only saving you about 15 to 20 minutes. So instead, go to one of the less popular rides that you know is going to have a longer line later. My go-to for Epcot is Soarin', and my go-to for Magic Kingdom is Thunder Mountain or Tiana's Bayou Adventure. You could probably get on both of those rides before you could get on Tron or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Just to give you an idea of how effective this is, I rode Soarin', Living with the Land, and Finding Nemo all by 9:45. I then added Journey into Your Imagination with Figment and the Grand Fiesta Tour in the Mexico Pavilion all by 10:30. That only leaves 4 more rides in Epcot for the entire day. If you want to know my go-to order for the other parks, leave a comment down below and I'll make another video. My one exception to this rule is do get in line for Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios. It seems that most people go to Rock and Roller Coaster or Slinky Dog Dash. Slinky Dog Dash is always going to have an hour-long wait. You can't avoid it, so you might as well not waste those early morning hours. Okay, here's one. Keep yourself in a playful state of mind. I promise you, the cast members respond to this. So of course there was my recent video with all the fun I've had with the Star Wars characters at Disney World. And I know I shared this experience in another video, but it's worth repeating. I was chaperoning my daughter's school trip. We were standing in Frontierland and there was a street party going on. I started doing my I've got the gold dance, as I call it. And suddenly, I got a free frozen lemonade from the stand that I was dancing next to. So then the girls I was chaperoning also started doing silly dances, and they got free cookies, free Mickey straws. It was an amazing experience. The other thing about this is that it's very important for dads. You are the thermostat for your kids' behavior. Your reactions and behavior will directly affect the way your children respond. Yes, it's hot and miserable. Yes, you're tired. But if you keep that positive attitude, so will your kids. Yes, kids will still get cranky and melt down from time to time, but if you keep them hydrated and full of some fruit and protein, along with that positive attitude, it is far less likely to happen. Okay, here it is, the granddaddy of all my secrets. I tend to monitor the wait times for the rides I want to go on all day. Now here's the trick. So if you see a ride time go down by 5 minutes, start walking towards that ride. There's a good chance it's going to go down to 10 or even 15. If you wait till it goes down to 15, it's too late. Everybody in the park is heading there. You got to start heading there at 5 minutes. I did this once for Rise of the Resistance. It was a 90-minute wait. I saw it go down to 85 and I started heading that way. By the time I got in line, it dropped another 15. But what I actually ended up waiting was 40 minutes for the ride. If you look at the app for suggestions, it will actually tell you when the ride lines are the shortest throughout the day, but it does not account for these moments when suddenly they get ahead of themselves and the lines just drop. So this is a must-do hack that I have not seen anyone else talk about, but it's something I've been doing for years. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe because it gives me that little dopamine burst that I need throughout the day. And I'll see you next time.